how many of you want to be world class at what you do? Right? That actually, if you want to be world class performer, what we're going to talk about is the way you do that. And for me, I had an experience about a couple years out of college. I went to a talk by a guy named Jim Lair. And he asked that same question. He said, how many of you, a bunch of business people, 200 business people in a room, said, well, how many of you want to be world class? We all raised our hands. This is 1984. He says, you know what? Here's what I don't get. He said, when we look at world-class athletes, for every hour a world-class athlete performs on the playing field, they spend 10 to 15 hours preparing themselves. World-class athletes know their strengths, know their weaknesses. They determine how they can leverage their strengths, and they work on their weaknesses. World-class athletes consume coaching. They consume help. The greatest athletes, the way they've redefined athletics, Michael Jordan in basketball came in. He didn't just have a coach. He had a shooting coach. He had a chef. He had a psychological coach. He had a meditation coach. Tiger Woods did the same thing in golf. LeBron's doing the same thing. World-class athletes view getting help and investing in themselves is a source of strength, because that's how else can you perform on a world-class stage. And then Jim Lair says, I don't get you business people. You all want to be famous CEOs or private equity guys or entrepreneurial founders. And here's the narrative of an entrepreneurial founder in Silicon Valley today. Never sleeps, kind of godlike figures, have no weaknesses, certainly never talk about their weaknesses. Same with CEOs, right? Someone that says, actually, no, I want to get a coach, let alone a therapist or a spiritual advisor, would be a sign of weakness, not a sign of strength. So he said, how can you expect to perform on the world-class business stage if you don't invest in yourself? And I remember sitting in the stage, sitting in the audience, I was 24 years old. I said, that made a lot of sense. I got to spend less time acting like I know all the answers and more time making sure I'm investing in myself.